go.
Welcome back to another episode of Templars Talks. It's number 28 this time. And if you're wondering why my voice is just a little bit off, that's because I have a cold. The Dutch weather caught up on me. It has also a little bit to do with a KLM City Hopper flights, because I always get cold. KLM City Hopper flights, because their
Me too.
stupid air conditioning system is...
The airco is so cold.
Yeah, and it blows right in your face. And it's not the one...
Even if you turn it off.
Yeah, it's not the one you can switch off. It's the one that goes on the sides of
I know.
the plane. So
I have exactly the same thing.
I was already sitting there thinking, oh my god, there we go again. But yeah.
Well, and the Dutch weather didn't really help. I think we had sun this weekend, but before that, I think we didn't see sun for 11 days or something.
Oh man, I think the Swedish weather didn't help either, because there was like cold wind there. And at some point I really felt I was frozen, even though the temperature was almost the same as the Netherlands. So I was like, I don't know what happened there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Enough about...
We're all waiting for spring.
Enough about the weather now. I think we could start talking about music, because that's what people are coming here for. Yeah.
I know.
And right before my trip, I went to see a couple of bands play in Arnhem. So I can tell you a little bit about that. It was one of the famous Willemijn Café nights on a Wednesday evening, where bands have an opportunity to play at the cafe stage. Usually it's local bands or small bands, so to say. The door is open for everyone, free entry, so you can just get in and see if you like it, and it doesn't cost you anything. I like that. Okay. So the first band of the evening was Spit. I've seen them before a couple times in this venue. They're locals, and I think some of them are also sort of volunteering at this place, because I see them around a lot. And they make black and punk. I think they're officially changed their name to Spit for the Masses, but I'm not completely sure whether that is something to do with name issues. I don't know. They refer to it also at some point in the beginning at their show, saying something like, we're Spit for the Masses, and we're also selling the merch from Spit or something like that. So I don't know what's about that, but it was good seeing them again. I liked the older songs that they did best for some reason. The newer songs were placed a bit at the beginning of their show. And I guess maybe I need some more time to hear them a little bit more. But in the end, it gets more dynamic. And that's what I like most about them. So that's being Spit. And then I have to think, because the second band was Dooie Mus, if I remember correctly.
Funny name.
Yes, that's a Dutch name. It's a dead bird. So, yeah. What can we say about that? It's a bit emo, screamo kind of sound. I liked what they did. The look is not like the typical teenage band. If you hear screamo and emo, you think you have a certain image in mind, probably, but that's definitely not it. Maybe I like this band best of the night, because they really have a lot of intensity in their sound. Going very deep into it. What I was surprised about with them is that, I don't know, they somehow managed to get the whole crowd along, and even get people coming up really close to the stage. And mind you, not nice. All of these evenings at the Willemijn Café are like fully crowded, but today was one of the nights that it was fully crowded. Like, these people brought a lot of friends and family and fans to the bar, so it was pretty full. And that's important also for the third band of the evening, and they're called Zwarte Markt. Zwarte Markt is doing punk music in Dutch. Now, that is really a combination that doesn't go well with me, because for me, punk goes into really two directions, and one of them is the hey ho, let's go fun kind of stuff, which I would count this kind of band under. Not taking.
Well, I have to think about Osdorp Posse.
Yeah, no.
But it's not really punk.
More like, what I mean more is like, I don't know. It doesn't take it too seriously. The lyrics are like simplistic or with the humor involved. I don't know. Simplistic is maybe not the right word for it, but for me it felt like, they're more. The whole thing is more about the gag than it is about the actual music. Doesn't mean anything for the audience, because they had a couple of people who were starting a really heavy mosh pit and going really crazy about that. I was like, okay, I'll get the hell out of here to the back.
I want to stay alive.
Yeah. Also because these people I recognized from last year at King's Day, when there was a festival in this venue, and they kind of marched over another photographer that I know. At that festival, I was finding myself a safe spot back then, because I already knew where it was heading to. But these were the same kind of people, and I was like, these people have no mercy, They just go wild for it, and so they should. I guess if you're not up for it, you should be out of the way. So I did, and not my thing, but definitely appreciated with the audience, so to say. And maybe a very remarkable band this evening was the last one. They're called Graaf, Landgraaf. Yes, and they make something that they describe themselves as jazz, punk, noise, pop, ska.
Okay.
Yes,
jazz,
that is a whole blend of genres, and with the saxophone in there, of course, you easily come to the jazz and the ska kind of thing. But I don't know. It's also that punk was also definitely there, but you can see that these guys are bringing some more refinement into their sounds. And I enjoyed their set, and I think that we will definitely hear more about them. They really know what they're doing, and they're doing very intentionally, and it brings something unique to the evening. So good for them. I really enjoyed seeing their set. I stayed all the way till the end, even though I had to rush a little bit to my train after that, because I had to go to the airport straight after the show to get the last train. But I really stayed till the end, and definitely worth it to check out for people. If Graaf Landgraaf is on your bill, take note, so to say. That was my...
Sounds like a fun evening. It reminds me of one of those a long time ago old Bibelo evenings where you just went to see a couple of bands and it was crowded and it was always a good vibe. And
I think...
kind of,
if you look at the audience, this is the typical audience that just enjoys music and doesn't care too much about that, just likes to experience something local. Also, if they know somebody, they're like, oh, let's go have fun. Because now a lot of people nowadays, they are like, oh, I don't want to pay money because I don't know the band and whatever. And like, there's literally no entry fee today, so just come and see it all.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that's what I say. Always these Willemijn evenings always have something special for you to observe. Even if it's not your genre, there's always something unique.
Yeah.
And I like that that bands like this have an opportunity to play like there. So yeah.
Exactly.
Now I have completely lost my memory about your past 2 weeks. So I don't know if you were anywhere, but... Oh.
No.
Oh no, I see a sad face.
Yeah. Yeah, I was planning to go to see Kvelertak and Urna.
Oh yeah.
And Mantar. But my car, I wasn't even halfway. I was like 1/3. Or
Yeah.
not even 1/3 at that time, but my car, my V-snare, I don't know how you call it in English, but translated directly, it would be my V-snare. It made so much noise. Like the cars next to me or the people in it could hear my V-snare like... so I didn't dare to drive further, and I called the road maintenance help, and they said, well, you can, but maybe not. So I decided not to go, but it made me really, really sad because I saw so many fun, like stories on Instagram and people going to the gig. And so, yeah, I feel like I missed a really nice something. But, next time, hopefully.
Let's hope so. I remember that's now you say it. It's like you were almost seeing that show, and then. But I think Himmelkraft is doing a lot of touring again, so they'll probably be around again.
But I had never seen them with their newer singer. I don't think he is new anymore. But for me, he was still new.
I'm still.
I remember a Tuska version where they played.
I'm still writing Himmelkraft off every single time because of the first singer I saw of them, and I have no idea on how many singers they had after that. But the one with the short t-shirt, too short t-shirts, that guy is on my mind, and I really didn't like that. Not per se the t-shirt, but the guy himself. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That. So yeah, no.
But that was my only thing, so sadly I didn't do anything, so you have to talk a little bit more about your adventures.
I don't know. I cannot talk too much more. I've said what I wanted to say, but I can announce already something that's coming up in this month. Not even for the next podcast yet, but the one after that we'll probably talk about my experience in Copenhagen on the Dark Mental Festival. Because I decided that I will drive up once again to see the bands playing there, and they've been at this location for 1 or 2 years now, because they were, I think, somewhere else before.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this location yet, so I'm curious what that's going to bring. And maybe I can spoil a little bit of the names that I will be going to see. A lot of Danish names, of course. Some bands I've already been writing about before. But also some bigger names that people might recognize and they think like, oh, that's interesting for sure. So a couple locals. Excuse me if I pronounce the names wrong, because obviously I don't speak Danish, Swedish, or Norwegian, or any of these languages. So I have Systemfjell. That's, I think, a local Slingel, Headstock, and Stuk. Also Danish band. Pink Plague. And that's something people will be really shocked that I'm even interested in seeing it, because it's a typical band that Sabine doesn't like. It's if you say the kind of fun power metal, heavy metal kind of stuff like we sometimes or very often bash in certain festivals in the Netherlands, it's another one of them. But I know, I mean, I've been to this festival a couple of times, and the vocalists are both somewhat involved in the festival, either being in a band that played there once or twice before, and the other one being the photographer that also was joining the festival. And so now they formed a band together called Pink Plague, and that is what they're gonna do. I've seen some stuff on Instagram with unicorns, ponies, something like that, pinkish. So not too serious, but just fun. So somehow, because I know these people, I kind of am curious about it.
Yeah, to me, the name already sounds like fun. I mean, the pink plague is exactly, if you mention power metal, I have to think indeed of like pink unicorns and flamingos and oh Lord.
Yeah, pink flamingo, the Trollfest thing. No, I think it's not that bad, but like, it's gonna be fun. Okay, let's move on. I have Paradump. No idea about them, but I'm gonna tell you more after the festival.
After, yes.
And then the Swedish Bullet Size. I'm looking forward to that, because Bullet Size I've been writing about for quite some years. I have several releases from them. I think I saw them before also in this festival and somewhere else maybe also. Yeah. Also, we know the same people in Sweden, so there's some sort of connection there, and that's gonna be interesting for me to see them again. So looking forward. Then we have a German band, Uplands. I don't know. The Danish Genfert. I don't know. And then there's Helge. Helge is going very well. I think I saw some albums somewhere in the mail, either recently or something that's going to be released. So yeah, looking forward to that. There is the Danish band Nightlight, and the Norwegian Kirkebrand. Yes. It's very much black metal oriented, I guess. There's Killing, the Danish Killing. Udanda, some Danish Slovakian kind of connection. I don't know. I have to figure that out. I'll ask them. There's the Swedish Air Raid. And that looks very trash heavy kind of metal if I look at the logo. And then the one I am looking forward to a lot, Javel Cult. And I saw, of course, Javel Cult last year in Inferno, and I've seen them also a couple times before. I think I did see them last year in Inferno. Now I'm not even sure anymore. Anyway, I've seen them plenty of times and I like them. So it's good that I will be seeing them once more in Denmark. And yeah, 21 and 22 March in Copenhagen. The venues are Rahuset, Slakteriet, whatever. Two venues that are kind of next to each other, if I remember what I've seen before. I mean, it's a new venue from a couple years ago. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do in a couple weeks. In the upcoming 2 weeks, I am not sure whether I'll be out seeing something yet. Might also want to recover from the cold first. But yeah, at least good things are ahead of me, and that involves also a slight little road trip, because I'm probably going to be driving there. Looking forward to that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I had for this time also an album prepared to talk about. And
well, I could maybe share what I'm going to see.
Okay, do that. Have you
maybe?
Do you have anything confirmed?
Well, one.
Okay.
And yeah, the other one is also confirmed. And one maybe this Saturday, but that's not sure. But there's gonna be Enemy Inside. They're playing.
Yeah,
on
right. In Helling.
Let me think. The 21st.
Indeed, I was
in the Helling.
Getting so much emails about them, but I was like, oh no, then I'll be in Copenhagen, so I can't go.
Yeah, but I will go there.
Yay!
And they're fun. I saw them a while ago. I think 2 years ago on Dynamo Metal Fest, and then they played what is it called? The Rock Circus. And they have a new album out.
Yeah.
Venom, it's called.
Venom.
And they're kind of funny because I have no clue how to describe them. They mix all kinds of genres together. The vocalist, Natasha, she can do like
Yeah.
pretty good grunts and pretty good growls, but she can also sing very clean. And they mix like industrial with a little bit of gothic, with a little bit of whatever they like.
Yeah.
So some people say it's awful because, you know, they seem to have, they don't seem to fit in one genre.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to be open-minded sometimes and just enjoy the fun of, you know, exploring.
It's hard for people.
Yeah, sometimes. But I'm very much looking forward to that one. And then the day after, there's going to be the Dynamo Metal Fest Band Battle.
Oh, yeah.
With 5 up-and-coming Dutch bands. And I will tell more about them, of course, when I've been there. But they're, it's called Nunspeed, No Kings Allowed, Inherited, Out of the Blue, and then Brooklyn. And I just Googled them.
The No Kings Allowed. I remember I did that interview with them. They're masked.
Yeah.
That's the band that I interviewed for. People look it up on our YouTube. They were hilarious to talk with. They were having such a great laugh. I really liked. I wish I could go and see them. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I also checked their Instagram and they have a new single up and they had a really good production of it, and it seems like I just have to go there. Same as Inherited, they're young people, and actually all the bands are. I think they all have something, you know, possible there to be bigger than just starting out.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Promising or something?
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward, and they will stride for the winner.
Yeah, they get to open,
play
right?
at. Yes, they get to open Dynamo Metal Fest.
Yeah, I was seeing that band battle some years ago, if I remember. But cool, I like No Kings Allowed. I love talking to these guys. They were having such a great time. Cool.
But I think it's always it's funny because sometimes these band battles, the quality of the bands is not always amazing.
Yeah.
But these all seem very promising. So I'm looking forward to photograph them all and review them for our listeners.
Cool. Looking forward to hear what you think about them. Awesome.
Me too.
Yeah, I was just remembering the Enemy Inside. I was reading their email, how they are having also a new permanent drummer and
yes,
all that stuff.
Well, he's the drummer I've seen in the past.
Possible, but now he's apparently permanent. I don't know. They just wrote me that today, so that's why I was like, oh yeah, remember I checked the date out and I was like, then I'll be in Copenhagen. Okay. Now the album then.
Covered.
Yes. And the album is Himmelkraft, which you can also look up at our YouTube channel. Because I interviewed them also in, November, December area. And what I need to tell to you people about this formation is that the frontman and the founder, I think, of it is Tony Kakko from Zwarte. That was for me interesting because I was like, okay, is this going to be Sonata Arctica 2.0? Just the guy finding other people to do the same shit? But I can tell you that is really not the case. And I'm lucky because that is exactly what he said about it himself. So I kind of agree. No, he actually made a point of it in a promo text that was sent out to us to say that he really didn't want that because people would really expect that to happen. But it really is not. This is a concept album. I think more towards heavy metal rather than being the typical power metal that you're used to. And for the concept, people must...
Yeah, it's quite melodic also.
Yeah, it is. I think for the concept, you have to realize that the idea was it's playing around First World War. And I really like that because, I don't know, if you're Dutch, then you were tortured by learning a lot about the Second World War so much. So for me, I don't care to hear anything about Second World War anymore, to be honest. Sure, it's all bad and stuff that happened, but yeah, at some point it's just enough for that. But Himmelkraft had this really interesting concept going there, and I liked the characters in it. If you follow the songs, you really feel like you're sort of standing in between this group of people, the soldiers maybe that really lived that era very much, and that's. I mean, I don't always feel a concept in a concept album that much. Sometimes for me, it's like, yeah, maybe they're all lyrically about the same topic and they tell a story, but that doesn't mean you feel the story. And for me, Himmelkraft really did that. So I'm quite positive about this release.
It was kind of fun because I just listened to the album and then I wasn't aware that it was like a concept album, but I liked it and I thought I have to look it up. And then I found there was he made like 3 trailers. And it's kind of fun. It's on YouTube, and if you like the album or you like one of the songs, please check it out, because what Sabine just told, it's not just a concept, it's a quite deep concept. And well thought. I think he started writing the album, he says, around 1999 and 2000, the first ideas and the name came to him. So it's been in the making of 25 years. And in one of those trailers, he explains also that I don't think it was him, but it was somebody else who actually dig deep in events that really happened in the past, and someone really did a research on it, and then the story came, and then everything else. So it's not. It really has deep-rooted history, concept thinking. Yeah, I quite like it.
Yeah,
it makes the album more a deeper layer of the album.
Yeah,
and I think it's really nice.
And also, I think
I'm not always a fan of concept albums, but this one actually.
Yeah.
And I'm also not really a big fan of the vocals of Tony Kakko, but it's not. He's an amazing singer. To me, I'm not a fan of the way he sings.
Yeah, I think for people who liked the very first album of Sonata Arctica, then this is one album you can safely pick up, because his voice is much comparable to what you heard in that very first Sonata Arctica album. That's I think the best reference if you need to have one, because like I said before, there's no clear connection to Sonata Arctica and Himmelkraft.
No.
But just for reference then. So yeah, and what I really liked about it is that not only the story is there, but the music is really done with great care. You can really listen and hear that you're dealing with experienced musicians that have been going on for many years, because they really take attention for tiny details, have a little bit of an effect here, just to bring the atmosphere up, and never it's overdone.
Yeah, that's a good word. It's quite atmospheric.
Yeah. It's and
a little bit dark, but
it is. But yeah, that's the theme. I think it's not about not about dragons and fairy tales and whatever. It's definitely not. But yeah, I think I think people will really enjoy this album if they give it a chance, and I really hope that the proper promotion for it gets done. I know what has been said about live shows. Maybe I'll cut a little bit of the interview in here that you hear Tony talk about this. So I'll leave it for you to listen. But if you want the full story, you can definitely look it up in our YouTube, because it's really an album that deserves some background also. I think if you hear the passion that went into it, you will appreciate it even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think nothing but positive remarks about this release.
Yes, I quite liked it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's
one of those albums you need to enjoy, you know? And maybe you have to give it a couple of spins.
Yeah. I think you have to...
Because I think you will discover something new every time.
True.
It's not just you put it on and you hear it. I think there's different kind of layers in the music. Not only the lyrics, but also the atmosphere, the melodies.
It's a whole experience.
Yes, we agree on that.
Yeah.
We don't have there's no plans. Definitely not with this first album. No, maybe if we get to do another one, then we have enough material for touring but Himmelkraft was not created to be a touring entity to start with, and just studio work and be this mythical thing that never tours. You'll never see these guys anywhere because they are underground. And, but never say never, and definitely it would be fun to bring Himmelkraft out, but we just can't go on stage wearing black clothes and some kind of stupid backdrop. It should be something bigger than Sonata Arctica, in my opinion. Have a grand show and just put everything in it. So I would see Himmelkraft maybe playing in some special festival someday as a first thing. That would be great. I would love that, but we'll see in the future. Maybe no plans right now.
Okay. So that's about the Himmelkraft release. I think it's out in 7th of March.
The 7th?
Yeah. So that will be as soon as you finish this listening to this podcast. That means that you can put it in your pre-save list for Spotify or pre-order it on Record Shop X or something. Or your favorite record store of choice, so to say. Because it's definitely one that you will enjoy, even if you're not per se the biggest fan of the genre that is behind it, if you can say it, heavy metal, power metal, blend, maybe. Even it goes beyond that, so definitely.
Yes.
At least check it out. That's what my recommendation is.
Same. Exactly the same, because I'm not the biggest fan of those bands and genres, and I quite love this. So
yeah.
And you too. So let's say something.
Yeah. Yeah. That is. Okay. What else did I have? I have a couple of news items that.
Me too. I found something fresh.
Yeah. One I had not put on the list, so I'll confront you with that without you knowing about it. And that was Sleep Token was doing something with a secret Instagram that was sending out sheet music to fans. I don't know if that was a real Sleep Token account or somebody doing some joke or something that is done with
But what kind of music?
The sheet music.
Sheep?
The sheets. The sheet music.
Oh, sheet. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit...
But why would you send it to
Yeah, but I'm not sure, because I don't know if this was an actual account by the band or by a promoter or some fan who was doing something or somebody who's trying to do something funny. I don't know. But there was some mystery about that. So I was reading through it a little bit. If you have more information, feel free to drop us an email and we'll talk about the scoop the next time. But I doubt you guys will know more than we do.
Well, I have something like not the same, but also something like I find it. How do you say that? Particularly, it was kind of. It's just online, and it's about Spirit Box. They have a new album coming out. It's called, let me check, Tsunami Sea it's called. And it's kind of fun because they already dropped a couple of songs. Yeah. It says Soft Spine, Perfect Soul and No Loss, No Love. But apparently today on their channels there was a new song. But the band didn't know it was coming out.
Oh my gosh.
And the band didn't want it to be out.
Oh, then they...
So the band took it off, and she also wrote some things like, none of us were aware this was happening, and I'm disappointed, and found out about it last night by chance. And then also the news page says that it's kind of funny because there were some fans also sharing that they already received their final copies of the CD that's coming out already a few days early than the release date.
Ooh, that sounds like an epic label fuck up.
Yes.
I think Spirit Box will be changing as soon as they can.
I mean, how? I don't know. I had a little brain freeze error moment there. Like,
well, yeah.
If you're an artist and this happens to you, I mean, that's... I just feel that would suck big time. I don't know, but...
Yeah, but on the other hand, I have had a lot of frustrated band member talk about stuff versus the label, and I usually don't include those in the interview. That's usually the before and after talk, which I cut off.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not completely strange to hear something like that happen, but that it's been made so public. Yeah, that's a thing. Most bands would suck it up and kind of find it out.
I also know stories that
find it out
bands want
like in private after behind the scenes, so to say.
Yeah, the label wants a different single than those kind of things, you know. But this, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I find it.
Yeah, it's odd.
Odd. That's the right word. Yes.
I think it's interesting that it comes out that they are. Yeah. There's also something to say.
Well, it came out because they took it off, so there had to be some sort of explanation for it, you know.
Yes. We've seen bands being quiet longer, but let's see. Maybe we'll hear some more about that in the future. I don't know.
Yes.
That's interesting. There was some rumors going by about this band that's called President, and people try to figure out who it is and whatever. Kind of Ghost 2.0 story. People thought like, oh, the way that Ghost got famous was interesting. Let's try that too and call our band President. Something like that. That's all I've been reading about it. Sorry people, I've been spending most of my day in bed trying to recover from this cold, so I just scrolled through things without going into deep dive investigation. But it was just one of those moments I was like, gosh, people be original. But apparently some people try to go into the investigation mode, Inspector Gadgets, and find out who is behind this band and whatsoever. So yeah, that might be one of the next big things. We'll see. I guess we'll know eventually. But then I had a couple of items that go to our favorite topic from last year. It's Eurovision. Yay. Yeah. Of course, there's all...
Are you going to talk about the Germans?
That's one of them, yeah, because I don't know. The thing is, I know was it yesterday that they had their German show? I don't know if they won or lost.
I think it was Saturday.
I don't know. I was off this world. But it's Feuerswanz for Germany. I have no idea if they won or lost, actually. I didn't follow up at
they didn't make it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The Germans have been sending, of course, Lord of the Lost already, and that didn't end very well. So I can imagine that for Feuerswanz, that was a bit like too much, maybe. Because
the song is quite catchy, although I can't remember the lyrics right now. I do know the melody.
I mean, if you go to Eurovision, it has to be catchy. But there's another band that tried to make it to Eurovision, and that's Stereo Terror. And Stereo Terror is by a duo, and one of them is the Turmiogeitelot singer Saku, also known from Fear of Domination. They have this thing called Stereo Terror DJs, and I think they sort of made it into some sort of band. And they went to Estonia for doing the tryout there. I have no idea why they went to Estonia and not in Finland, but
cheap drinks.
Perhaps.
They needed a ferry to buy.
I don't know. Maybe one of them is having Estonian links or something. I don't know. Because I know Saku is Finnish. So I don't know how this happened.
No, I don't know.
But in the end, they didn't make it to the final. So they didn't win. They didn't make it to the actual Eurovision. Now, I know the Dutch song is far, far, far from metal. So that's something. It's
I have no clue about the Dutch song.
It's a guy that sings in English and French, and I'm like, normally, apparently, he sings in Dutch and French. So now he changed that to English and French, and I'm like, okay, but why in French? Why? Why not Dutch then? Like,
Je ne comprends pas.
Yeah. Oui, oui, c'est la vie. It's called C'est la vie or something.
C'est la... Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not gonna be one that I could support, but yeah, the Dutch Eurovision crowds never pleased me very much.
Well, I think we should, I don't know how this one is selected this time. Is it just picked by a jury? I think we should go back to, where like in Germany and Finland, and Sweden, there's like TV shows again with the bands competing to each other, and then the audience get the vote. And I think in the Netherlands, the last couple of years,
they killed it.
It's gonna be picked, and then we don't know, and it's gonna.
They killed it with Father Abraham. Father Abraham had to choose at some point, and he was like that old guy, Pierre Cardin or something. His name is, I think, and he's like. Oh no, I don't know, I cannot choose, like all the cameras on him. And then eventually it was Sineke who ended up lost or something.
Sineke, oh my god.
Shalali shalala. Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was really, really terrible.
Shalalala. Oh no, that was a different one, but...
It was really, really, really terrible. Yeah. But yeah, I have no idea if we have any other people... that make it, that do any sort of heavier kind of sound.
Rock or metal.
I think there was in Portugal some attempts to have a bit of new metal in there, but I don't know. Like I said, I haven't followed it up too much.
I don't know.
But
next,
for some reason, every single year that there's always someone at least trying for Eurovision that I actually personally know, or. Yeah, so that's kind of like a topic that keeps coming back. Like it was, for example, with Lord of the Lost, and Yanni at some point tried, Mikko Herranen tried.
The Norwegians tried.
Keep of Glassin did.
Keep of Glassin, yes.
Yeah, so the Greece guys at some point.
Yeah.
It keeps coming back to us. I know that this year Anouk tried to re-enter.
Yeah.
But, like I said, the Dutch people who are in that Eurovision Commission, they're, not really into the heavier kind of music, and it wasn't the second Birds, so she said it would be like a heavier rock song, so she would not be surprised.
She rocks at that,
Yeah, I mean, like, it was a really good song. People might not have liked it very much, but I liked Birds, actually.
Yeah, me too. It's an awesome song.
Yeah, it was really nice.
There's so much emotion in that song.
Yeah.
It is a good
and she ended up,
Eurovision song.
She ended up pretty high, like 9th or something. It wasn't for Anouk that otherwise all these famous Dutch artists wouldn't even want to have anything to do with Eurovision. It was her who opened it up and made it famous again.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been fair to give her another chance to bring a rock song there. But apparently the Commission thought differently and didn't appreciate that what she has done for Eurovision, or probably not appreciate it, I wouldn't say, but more like didn't recognize that. But that's maybe.
I think I saw the Belgium.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it's the kind of, I don't know. What I remember, it's like a DJing and kind of something with a lot of red.
Oh, let me quickly.
That stick to my mind. So I don't know if that's a good thing.
I googled it, and now apparently it's Red Sebastian with strobe lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
red.
Sounds completely like something that is hell for a photographer. But I haven't heard.
But I think with the Eurovision, there's enough front light and there's enough side light to not.
Now I want to know one.
Well, actually, the Foyers ones song was Nightclub. It kind of sticks in your brain, though. Nightclub. In the nightclub. Yeah. But we will see them this summer, so
I guess we
can sing all together.
Upcoming weeks, we will hear more about Eurovision again. And who knows if it will cross our podcast once more. We'll see.
Probably.
Yeah.
Somehow it always ends up here.
It seems like it. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Well, that was my news so far. As I've prepared. I didn't think I had more. So that's it. Oh, wait. Maybe one thing that we should mention. The one thing I sent to you. It's Bam Margera.
Oh! Yes.
The guy is coming back with a song with... It's not his own album. It's not the whole album on his name. I thought it was at some point. But apparently a single. And now I cannot find even the guy who's doing it with them anymore. Well, never mind. He's gonna be back.
It was red as well.
And it had something to do with love. And I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I have a flashback, but
yeah,
that's a story. I was once in Finland, once upon a time. It was New Year's Eve, and Ville Valo was playing with him, I think, and they were doing this how were these things called with the New Year's Eve?
No, oh wow,
it was a special festival.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's completely...
Well, it was kind of a thing in Finland, and he would play there with New Year's Eve, and then...
Yeah.
And I was there, and a couple of friends were there, and half of the group were going to the festival, and me and another friend, we were just going to the bar next door, Ilva's bar, and we were sitting there, and Bam Margera walks in, but I saw him in my,
the corner of an
behind
eye.
me, in the corner of my eye, and I kind of looked at him, and my first reaction was like, like.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see him coming in, and then suddenly he was there, and so, but I don't know, somehow he got like annoyed by it, and then he flirted with all the ladies. He went to each and every girl except me, and he was all the time staring at me. Like, do you see, I'm talking to this person now, I'm not gonna talk to you. It became so funny. Oh, God. So, yeah, I have funny memories with Bam.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
It was a funny night, though.
I found it now. The single is called Love in Chains. He cannot stay away from something called love, isn't it?
Love, yeah.
And it has to do with some Puerto Rican Gothic band, so it will probably be a bit of him clone, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh well. Mm-hmm. I thought he would be like still stuck in rehab or something, but apparently he's...
Yeah, I heard he was... Well, we'll see if it reaches people.
Yeah.
If they will start to like it or not.
I hope for him that it has a positive change in life, because we all know that life was not so kind for him at the moment in the past couple years. So...
Nope.
We wish him the best.
But I never knew he was actually able to sing or do anything. I thought he was just, I didn't listen
being
a fan of him and just...
I didn't listen to the song, so I don't even know if it's good. So I was trying to, but then life caught up on me, and maybe Bam Margera wasn't the highest priority on my to-do list. So, yeah.
Well, if there are people listening and, Bam Margera is quite high on your priorities.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Then you can check it out. it's. I think it came out probably around like last week, maybe, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I've sent this as soon as I got the email. I was like, haha, and sent a screenshot to Elvira.
Yes.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, I had to laugh loudly, but...
Yeah. All right. Ikigai. Is there something that makes me happy this week? Well, I don't know. I'm sick, so I'm not too happy.
You're still alive.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm happy that I decided on the Dark Mantle Festival now, because I mean, I had it in the planning, but then you kind of have stuff arranged in such a way that it's cancelable. You're able to cancel your hotel easily if you decide differently. And last year I was very close to going, but then something else came across, another festival. But this year it's not in May and in March, which definitely helped. So not all the festivals at the same time. So yeah, I'm happy that I decided to go to Copenhagen again. That's probably the best ikigai for me. What makes you happy?
I don't know.
Huh.
I really don't know. No. Just not a happy week.
No. Same for me, I guess. I've had better weeks. But spring is coming. That's making us a bit happy, I guess.
Exactly. I had a great walk yesterday in the sunshine.
Yeah. Nice weather is always cheering up a little bit. So that's at least something. Always find something. Okay. The playlist. Wow. Now, I have to think a little bit. What did I listen to this week? Of course, to the Himmelkraft album, because it's Himmelkraft.
Yes.
Some other albums that I should have, would have, could have written about, but yeah, time. I've listened briefly to As the World Dies, from the metal album Nebula. Let me see, I think it's gonna come out in 2 weeks or so. But I just quickly had a quick look at it. It's death metal.
Yeah.
I think I noticed at some point that Kateran is coming again with another album, but since neither of us really liked it last year, or was, when we were listening to this album for the podcast, I think I was like, maybe not.
Well, there were parts I liked, but it
Yeah, we didn't like it too much, the album last year.
No, I remember, but there were parts I did like, but maybe it was we made comparisons in our heads before we were listening.
Probably.
I think it was too slow, too.
Yeah. I think they are now going a bit more folky. I think it's actually an album that they already did before, so maybe it's sort of different. I think it's sort of re-release or something, if I remember correctly. Sometimes I just click on something and then quickly listen to it to see, okay, what is it about, and then move on, because I could get hundreds of promos every month, so I cannot listen to everything. Then I listened quickly to Device. Just some gothic, dark rock kind of stuff. And for me, I was kind of just thinking like, okay, maybe I should just quickly check it out. I don't know yet whether I will write about it or not, but that has a lot to do with my schedule. And that's a boring thing to say, because I can keep saying that's too much. Cryptosis, I've been quickly listening to that. New album out soonish. I think I interviewed them like last year. Was it the year before? At the end of 2023.
Well, I don't know if that will be a band that I would enjoy on the album. I think that's one of those bands that I would enjoy live.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, remember that interview was like, I expected it to score a certain amount of views, and then for some reason they got like 5 times of that. And I wasn't really sure what I did to get that done, but for some reason people apparently liked it, and now they're signed with Century Media and having this album out. So
Nice.
things are going well for them.
That's nice, though.
Yeah, then I quickly scrolled into Yelena Ekimov or so. What's her name? Some Russian girl, and that's basically doing some piano stuff. I don't even know why it got in there, but it has something really dark over it. I think, what was it called? Scenes from the Dark Ages or something. So, yeah. Okay, that I quickly checked out. What else did I check? Well, I got a lot of emails about a Dutch band called Rotzak. And I just don't know why I listen to it, because it's...
Is that the band from my town? Wait.
I don't know. It's called...
No, Rotterdam.
Rotzak. It's hardcore metal, punk-ish. And yeah.
Nope.
So that I listened. That's what else did I check? Well, I checked, of course, some of the bands that will be playing in the dark metal briefly. Specifically the ones that I like.
Of course, there's no shame in that. Because what I listen is just always the things I like.
Yeah. Let's see. And there were some gothic bands that released something later this year in April and May that I've been listening to, but I don't know if I really want to spoil too much about these. Because I might want to do something with that. Let me think. I quickly listened to the new Liv Christine. And I wonder if people still like Liv Christine very much. I don't know. I have no idea about her fan base, to be honest. But, yeah.
Me neither.
I got some interview dates on offer, so I'm not sure if I should talk to her. I think maybe I will, maybe I don't. Depends a bit. But yeah. Then there was some Rotting Christ. And, oh yeah, there's one album that I already sent to screenshot to you from
Yes.
and Oceans.
Yes.
And of course, at some point we're gonna talk about it. But it's released like 23rd of May or something. So not anytime
we have
soon.
to wait a little bit.
Yeah, we cannot talk too early about it.
But if you can send it sooner, I can listen to it longer.
Yeah, I know, but no. You first have to listen to a couple other albums.
No.
Sorry. No, I cannot share it yet. That's too soon. But it's there, so people can already warm up to the idea and start following the band and see what's going on. Yeah. I quickly checked into Shores of Null. We're going to be on tour in May. And
Which band?
Shores of Null. It's doom-ish. Kinda doom. A lot of doom. So to say.
Kind of doom. Lot of doom.
Doom, doom, doom.
Doom.
And Nightfall, but I don't know if people are very much familiar with that, but that's also for future things. So yeah, I have quite a little bit of everything here. A wild mix, so to say. Yeah. That was my extended list. I tried to remember the whole list this time. Sometimes I just don't remember everything that I've been writing about. So, yeah. Tell me about your list.
Well, nothing exciting. No, just the regular stuff. Although I've been listening to all of them witches. I quite like them. And of course there's been, the usual suspects.
Yeah. And Himmelkraft.
And Himmelkraft, yes, I listened to that one. Graveyard, Dark Tranquility, In Flames, Amorphis. What else? Wait. I've been listening to Royal Blood as well, and Atticus Chimps. That was a little bit of more grungy. Yeah. Well, I don't get the pull of new bands, so I don't listen to all these new things in my inbox. My inbox is pretty empty, and I'm happy with the empty inbox because you will share albums with me that I have to listen to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't, but that's the thing, There's so much music. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have to figure out what I'm
Oh, and I've been listening to Apolanta as well.
Oh, yeah. That's always a classic.
Yeah. Sometimes they just, I have to listen. But I don't listen to an album. I just skip through the whole...
Yeah. The
long...
yeah. I have a couple of songs that I listen to.
Not always the singles, but the one you have memories to certain songs,
Yeah, true. So, yeah.
But if people don't know them, there's a Finnish band and they make how do you say it?
Pop punk,
yeah.
Yeah. I
quite like them.
But really good quality also.
Yeah.
And they recorded a video in Rotterdam at some point.
They did?
Yeah.
Huh. Funny.
Yeah. I think I have to look it up again, which one, but they did. Okay. Well.
Learning something new every day.
Yeah. Then I have to think of what I'm going to send you for next week. So. Oh, wait.
In 2 weeks, please.
Yeah. True. Did you notice there's people responding on our call for last episodes? About the bassist?
No?
Well, there's people responding that it should be on YouTube, though.
I saw that, yes.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Just one person or more person?
I think I saw 2 people respond to it. But to be fair, I think the whole thing got completely snowed under when the Cradle of Filth interview came live. So.
But that was I liked yeah.
Yeah, it was.
People should really check it out. Cradle of Filth interview.
It was a really nice one. Yeah.
I had a conversation with friends about Cradle of Filth. That they weren't the nicest people to tour with, but I have no clue. And I think I've seen him, in the interview, and I've seen him in other interviews, and he seemed like a really, I don't know, actually nice, mellow guy. So I don't know.
I think he's super professional. Like he prepared everything. You could literally see, if you look carefully in the background, you can see that he put up a ring light, and I think that's just the kind of preparation that
awesome.
Goes beyond what most people do. He was on time. Everything was arranged. Sound, lights, everything was good. He knows what to answer very well. But I think that it might be hard for people to say that they to be on tour with is that he knows really what his opinion about something is. I don't think it's easy for people to have a discussion because he's really solid in in what he feels about a certain topic.
But there were Dutch people saying it, and I believe, if
for me as an
if people
interview,
say something about Dutch people, is that we are quite opinionated
Yeah.
and have our own thoughts and just blur out whatever we think in a rude way.
yeah.
So
But I think people must also realize that he's British, so he's also having that typical British way of talking. But I think for me as an interviewer, I focus a lot on the listening part. And, you don't argue with the bands. But I can remember if you're on tour together and you start talking about certain topics, then I can understand things get heated up if you disagree. I can understand that he's very, very spicy on his opinions. And that's okay. I like that people are like that. But I can understand why it could be a bit difficult for people. So, yeah.
But the thing I like about how you interviewed him is like, he's portraying something in his band, Cradle of Filth. He's there like with the corpse paint and then you see him like, I don't know, in his home on a couch, just relaxed, sitting like himself and then talking about his work. I think he's quite passionate about what he's doing. And
yeah.
I don't know. For me, I just love these things. The person behind.
True.
Something like.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people also don't.
I just find it interesting. It doesn't even matter what he's saying. It's just interesting to see how somebody.
Yeah, people very often forget that the artist you see there on a stage is sometimes sort of in a role. In a character, and that goes the same with lyrics. People are playing a character when they speak out these words, and people don't realize that when you're out of that, you can see something different. But yeah, I think I enjoyed talking to him. Very professional, and I think he lives the image a little bit. If you look at his living room, the decorations, the T-shirt he was wearing. I don't know. That's cool. I think that's there's something about it that I liked. And funny thing,
me too.
Funny thing is, I have
people. You have to watch it. You have to check it out. It's.
I told a couple of people that I was talking to Cradle of Filth that these people are somewhat have been listening to some metal, but like. People know them, like they're at that level that people know who they are, even if they're not listening. So I remember,
I think even my parents know them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I've never been like a big fan of them, and that had a lot to do because back in the days when I was young, they were releasing these T-shirts with Jesus is a cunt, and I was just thinking, like, yeah, that's kind of too much for me to associate myself with. I don't feel like that, So and then at some point you keep seeing them live and you think, oh, but they're really good musicians. What they do is really amazing, and maybe it's very melodic, and I can understand that it draws a certain young crowd. Perhaps now not so young anymore, but like, yeah, you see the responses. People are like, oh, that's nostalgic, and I remember them from teenage years. And it's interesting. So many people know them. So everybody was like, oh, you talked to him. What amazing. It was like, I was living a bit on a cloud.
But it's nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. So people...
And you put a lot of work in it. So sometimes you have the right to be on the cloud,
Yeah, that's true. But it doesn't come naturally.
I know. But now I have to find a bass player to talk about on...
Yeah. You do need to
YouTube.
You do need to find a bass player.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, make us happy. All right, I think we're at the end now. We made it to over an hour, and my voice is still somewhat existing. I'm completely shocked.
How much honey did you drink? And lemon and ginger and...
I was eating a lot of droppies.
Droppies?
I've been sleeping and resting all day, and I was just thinking, oh no, I need to record the podcast tonight. I need to rest. So I made it, and
Well, thank you very much.
Now I'm just gonna rest some more and be in full energy again before any new shows come up. So,
yes.
Time to say goodbye and ask you one more time to leave us a comment, like and subscribe, and do all that thing that you need to do. Time for us to go. Bye!
Bye!